Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. This time, do we have business coming out of executive session?
We do, Mr. Chairman. I move to direct the county attorney with the assistance of the county administrator to make certain amendments and edits to a resolution regarding the timing of filing a lawsuit as set forth in Resolution 2019-13 and present to the council at its January 22nd, 2020 meeting for consideration.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any further business to come out of executive
Yes,
session?
sir, Mr. Chairman. I move to convert the part-time position of planning and zoning technician to a full-time position.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This time, I would call for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Sauls and the invocation led by Councilman Etheridge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Father God, we come to you tonight with humble hearts. Father, we just want to ask you to be with us during all this unrest throughout the country, dear Father. Not just in the United States, but throughout our entire universe. We have so much going on there, Father, that we need to pray about. And God, we know with you we can do anything. Without you, we're nothing. Now, God, Father, we pray for our military. Seems to be in much danger at this time. And they're all on alert, don't know exactly what to do right now, dear Father, but they already protect us, and we pray for those people, dear Father.
Yes.
And God, tonight we just ask you to give us the direction that we need to carry on the business of this county, dear Father. Father, we ask you to give us the wisdom and knowledge to do that. Father, after the meeting, we pray for a safe trip home. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. This time we go to the election of officers, and I will turn the meeting over to Mr. Fuller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This time I'll open the floor for nominations for the position of County Council Chairman.
Mr. Fulgham, I'd like to nominate Henry Etheridge for chairman.
Second.
Any other nominations? Hearing none, move on to the vote. All those favoring Councilman Etheridge as chair, say aye. Opposed, no.
Aye.
Congratulations, Councilman Etheridge. You are the chairman.
Thank you all very much. I've been there once before, but I've been there long enough to come back, so I thank this council. I thank this council a lot for having enough faith in me to make me chairman again. So maybe I didn't do as bad as I thought I did the first time, so we appreciate, I do appreciate being elected as chairman. And at this time, I open the floor for nomination of vice chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Ms. Barbara Clark as vice chairman of Jasper County Council.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, on to business now.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I may, I would like to just say a few words about Tom and him serving as chairman, and
Don't do that. Yeah,
just
go
want to
ahead.
thank him for his service to our county. He has been dedicated and has put in countless hours. Y'all know that for decades now, he has fought for the Jasper Ocean Terminal. That's been his pride and joy. He is a former county attorney when all of this was going down, when Mr. Moss was our county administrator, and I can promise you that Tom is invested in this county. This is his home. He loves Jasper County and the people in it. He serves the people with dignity and treats everybody, and I've seen it with my own eyes. He treats everybody fairly and with respect, and has done a great job, and I've enjoyed him being our chairman, and just want to thank him for his commitment and support and everything he's done as a friend to me and also to the Jasper County. So thank you, Tom, for what you've done.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for that.
I would also just like to piggyback on what Marty has said. Tom has done a splendid job. And it's one thing about this council. We try to serve together. And Tom has been working on the port ever since he's been on the council. And I can tell you right now, even though changing chairman, the chairman is not going to change his assignment. That port is his baby. That port is his baby. And I believe we're going to see halfway through under Tom, while Tom is still on this council. So thank you, Tom, for your service and your dedication. And when I think of your daily chores that you have to do, you ought to really be committed, because this young man gets up every morning at 4 o'clock because he have a wife that's sick that he has to take care of, and be sure that everything is done for her before he starts his daily journey. And doesn't get back to bed, I don't believe, until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So Tom, thank you. And we're going to keep on working for the Jasper County Port.
Thank you for those kind words.
I want to thank you too, Tom, because I know that Tom and I, we talk a lot of mornings at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because you don't sleep.
The time that we have to talk is around 6 o'clock.
Don't sleep.
And I appreciate what Tom's done the last 2 years. And I know it's going to be hard shoes to fill. And I know that the port, and I will tell you, the reason that we're late coming at you tonight is because of a discussion about our port business. And it will continue to grow under my direction with the help of Tom. Amen. I promise you. But I thank you, Tom, for what you did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right. Okay. At this time, we'll have the approval of the agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. Approval of the minutes of December the 2nd, 2019 meeting.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion first and seconded. Any discussion or any changes?
Nope.
Okay. And all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Adoption of the 2020 County Council meeting schedule.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay. Our next meeting will be on a Tuesday. It'll be on the 21st instead of the 20th. It will be on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. Just like to make that clear with everybody. Oh, got a first and second. All in favor of the schedule, aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Presentations and proclamations. Jessica Daly.
Chairman, I think this is, I'll check with the clerk, but I think that we need to ask you to defer this item because I believe there was an issue with advertising the public hearing.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
First and second that we defer this item until a later date.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Sandy Steele, Southern Carolina Regional Alliance Quarterly Report.
Thank you and good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of council. On behalf of Southern Carolina Alliance, it's always a pleasure to be with y'all. Now that we have put 2019 in the books and have begun 2020, we wanted to kind of give you an overview of 2019 and some of the activities and highlights of the year. You have in front of you a booklet that has a lot of information. Of course, I'll not read it to you. I'll just hit some of the highlights. But 2019 was a busy year across the region. We did see a slowdown in activity. The state and other areas reported it as well, but activity was actually a little higher in our region than it was in some of the other regions. This is a summary of numbers. We did begin the year with 44 active projects. We added 80 new projects, and I've got some comparisons for you in just a minute. Closed 60 of those, had 14 announced, and we ended the year with 49 active. In addition, the Southern Carolina team submitted 276 property submittals to projects for consideration throughout the 7 counties, and those resulted in 87 site visits. Of the 276 property submittals, 71 were for Jasper County properties, which is up from 2018. And then of the 87 site visits, 22 of those were to Jasper County properties. So it was a very active year for Jasper. Activity comparison is in your book from years beginning 2016, which is when we really formalized our tracking system, and up. When we look at 2017 was an extremely strong year in terms of project activity. A lot of that had to do with some of the federal tax cuts that stimulated reinvestment of monies. 2018, we saw a dip, and some of the activity is also with some of the announcements. We have had concerns with companies with tariffs and other national unrest, and then 2019 seems to have come back. And you can see as when you look compared 2019 to 2018, capital investment announcement, the number of announcements is the same, about 13 announcements, but capital investment was down. The projects are smaller. And then in terms of jobs, even though it is lower, 405 jobs in the region for 2019, that's a little bit lower than 2018, but it's higher than both 2016 and 2017. The new projects that looked throughout this past year looked pretty much evenly throughout the region, and you've got several graphs that I won't really walk you through there, but when you look at Jasper County and project location consideration, you can see that graphed for the 4 years, and this year's activity in terms of projects looking in the area was higher than both 2016 and 2018. Again, 2017 was kind of an unusually strong year. Of the 124 total projects that the team worked last year, 13 of those were announced, 60 were closed, and 49 remain active. There's some, we welcome a lot of new companies, 9 new companies to the region. You'll see some of their logos there. Total announcements were $56 million in the 7 counties and the creation of 405 jobs. I would like to take just a minute and thank, there's just more than just the Southern Carolina team, but so many allies that work on that. And we all see numbers in today's world that are big, but that's $56 million in new capital investment in 7 counties, region, the creation of over 400 jobs. So that's stellar, particularly in a year when there was a lot of unrest. But we welcome the 9 new companies, including Safe Tech. They're located in Ridgeland. We're very excited about this aerospace company, and many of y'all have met the proprietor of that. They continue to grow, and it is kind of our new aerospace person that's really helping us have Gulfstream. Those of you who could attend the grand opening that we had, you were there with the Gulfstream executives that were there, so we're looking forward to really parlaying that relationship into better things as well. In addition, J&J Machinery Transport is adding new square footage again in Ridgeland, expanding their operations, so that's very exciting. In your book, you see comparisons with the number of announced projects, again, about the same as the last 4 years. I would like to note that capital investment is down somewhat because solar projects, which had been so robust in the last few years, y'all remember because of a lot of activity, but that has slowed way down. A lot of that is because there is some state legislation that's pending with the Dominion purchase of SCE&G, what is going to happen with those PSAs and the amount of money that they'll pay the solar farm. So we did note a decrease in those as well. Again, job creation was down from 2018, but it was higher this year than 2016 or 2017. Average project length, the amount of time that we work a project, and this is kind of average because there are anomalies that mess it up, but it stands around 9 months, which has been true in the last couple of years. Expansions, of course, do not take as long to work because the company is settled. They have their location, and that piece is out of there. When we track and when we look at reasons why projects were lost or closed to the region, some of those go non-responsive, which means they just stop replying. We really don't know what happened to them. They just kind of disappear. And some of those are unknown. Those are the two highest reasons that are listed. Unknown, we list it there when the company or the site consultant lets us know that we have been cut from consideration, but they will not give a reason. But we do have active feedback. And then there's everything from location, which generally we see this almost every year. Location decision always factors in. It is really location, location, location. And generally that is proximity to either a major customer or a major supplier of the company. And then we have some in others which are anomalies. For instance, we had a company that was really ready to issue a purchase agreement on a building, and the corporate headquarters sold and merged with another company and completely changed. So there are times that things just happen. But we are beginning 2020 with 49 active projects, looking throughout the region. 18 of those are looking and considering Jasper. There's also information on product development. Just to hit a few highlights, Southern Carolina continues to work with our allies, including Department of Commerce and other allies, to try to secure site enhancement grants, due diligence grants, and other funding sources to help build product. Of course, in Jasper County, the highlight of last year was the completion of the Cypress Ridge Spec Building. I've got some marketing information to show you on that. Thank you to all of you who could attend the grand opening in October. We have been actively marketing that building. That building in this past year was submitted to 13 companies, already resulting in 2 site visits since October. And there are 8 of those 13 companies projects that are still active and in the early phases. One chart that I'd like to point out to you in your book is kind of the comparison that we run with new projects that are announced from the other regions and compare ourselves. To date, and I left my glasses at my desk, we have 45 announcements. This is from 2012 to 2019. That compares very well to NISA, which is 45. Of course, NISA is Florence. It has a lot, some bigger areas. We're not even that far behind Charleston, 58 to 45. So we're very proud when we look at ourselves in comparison with our state sisters. Marketing highlights are in your book. You'll see the marketing calendar for 2020, just some highlights for that. We will be with the governor on a mission trip in Switzerland, site consultants luncheons throughout the country, aerospace and defense summits. Some of those are our individual marketing efforts, and some are in partnership with Department of Commerce. And we continue to remind you that we do have our YouTube channel up, and we are beginning to build our library of created videos that we're using to send out to site consultants. Keep on the internet. I'm going to show you, we've just finished the video for the Cypress Ridge Spec Building. It won't take but a minute if I can show that to you. I don't know if this volume is too loud or so if it blares, I apologize.
The Spec Building in Cypress Ridge. World of options. Hi, I'm Sandy Steele with Southern Carolina, and we are excited to take a look at this premier opportunity. Newly completed in 2019, this 50,000 square foot facility is ready for your next venture. Located in the Cypress Ridge Industrial Park, just north of Richmond, South Carolina. This Class A location serves as a successful home to industries such as Be Green, Coca-Cola, and Tyco. With all utilities in place, this 10-acre site is located only moments from US I-95 and is a short 35-minute drive to the Port of Savannah, offering easy access to the entire world market. Composed of metal panels, the building also features a tilt concrete entrance. The building stands ready for your upfit and features 30-foot ceilings, multiple openings for drive-in and dock doors, and a 2-story glass storefront, perfect for a mezzanine. With room to expand to 100,000 square feet, great logistics, and a supportive community, touching down at this site places the world at your fingertips. For more more information on this fantastic property or to arrange a private viewing, don't hesitate to click or give us a call.
Like?
Great job.
Thank you. I'd like to take credit for it, but it's our marketing department. So we're creating those videos. We have them on our website. So now if you want to go to the Southern Carolina website where you can see a flyer, you can still see the flyer, you can click for the video. We're sending the links all over the world. And then we'll be doing some other creative things with them as well. We wanted to share that with you. So now that we have it up, that marketing will continue, that and all the others as well. The 2019, we had a tremendous amount of activity in the region and in Jasper County and in other counties as well. We feel like with this year coming up, it is an election year. Election years are notoriously slow, but we are starting to see some movement. So if you have any questions, if I can answer, provide any other information.
Thank you, Sandy.
Have you received any responses from your advertisement?
Yes, sir. We've just completed the video right at the end of the year, so we'll be launching it out, but we already have it on our website. We've not done any direct, but we've already submitted the spec building to over 13 projects last year. 2 of those made site visits, and the other 8 are, there are 8 still active of those, and they really came about in like the last quarter, so they're in the early stages of their products. So some, but it's early. It's early.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Well, Sandy, next year, in January, when we have this meeting, I want to see that spec building filled with at least 250 employees, if not 500.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Thank you for what you do, Sandy.
You're welcome.
Okay. At this time, Dr. Rachel Anderson, our Jasper County School District Superintendent, will give us updates on our Jasper County schools.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Definitely, it's a pleasure to serve and stand before you, actually. Glad to be back in the number one more time. How about that for a new year, 2020, and it's good to see all of you.
Great.
Bring you greetings from certainly Jasper County School District. Again, our goal here is to continue to keep you updated with just some small happenings that are happening in our school district. My apologies up front in regards to not being able to show this publicly. Didn't realize that the flash drive was disabled. And so you do have a hard copy in front of you, and so we're going to certainly reference again just some brief updates. What you'll see on that very first page again is 2018-2019 goals. Those are instructional goals. We have several goals. One of our goals overall as a district was to definitely reestablish a positive relationship with our business community as well as with you as a council and other government agencies across this district and across this county. And we have accomplished that by being visible, by coming and trying to make sure that we address any concerns that you might have, and definitely adding to, again, what we are charged with, and that's educating our students here in Jasper County School District. We realize that the growth that Sandy is talking about is certainly that you desire to have as a council in this district, and we desire to certainly support, depends upon what we're producing within our school system. We know that that's a question that's always asked about how is the school system doing. And so we want to be able to come before you consistently and share with you openly what we're doing and how we're doing that and what our goals are. Our 2018-19 instructional goals as listed there, I won't read them to you verbatim, but you will note that one of the things that we did was we actually instituted, or created, I should say, executed an instructional framework that is prominent and prevalent through all of our classrooms within our district. And that was a goal that we started at the very beginning of the school year, and it is not in progress. We've met that goal. We have actually executed that goal, and now we're going into our second year of truly making sure that we are looking at the accountability of truly implementing that with fidelity. We've developed what is called a multi-tier support system for our students, which is a targeted intervention support program to make sure that we are looking at every tiered level possible for our kids and meeting them certainly where they are in their own academic progress. We've developed, again, some data analyzation and data teams within our schools that we're looking at data. We're looking at those subgroups. We're looking to see exactly what areas we need to focus on so that we can certainly make sure that we are appropriating our resources there and we are targeting those things prior to the end of the year and it's too late. We've created several opportunities throughout our schools and county for STEM and STEAM learning environments to enhance school choice within our schools, and we have definitely integrated technology across our district. So every child has access to a device. The second page that you'll see there is our instructional leadership impact. We believe that based on the foundation that we've set and looking at our data consistently, we looked at where our schools actually was and where we need to be and where we're still trying to accomplish. And so you'll see there that we've listed the overall ratings for 2017-18 as well as 2018-19 for our school report card rating. And for Hardeeville Elementary, you'll note that in 17-18 it was a rating of unsatisfactory with an average score of a 32. That improved for the 18-19 school year to an overall rating of average with a rating of 52. Ridgeland Elementary, an average rating for 2017-18 of 44, and 18-19 they maintained an average rating but improved to a 46. Hardeeville Ridgeland Middle School had an average rating of 36 in 17-18. In our 18-19 school year, they moved that rating to good with a 52. Richland Hardeeville High School, unsatisfactory rating in 17-18 of a 36, and of 18-19 we've improved that to below average, which is a 42. And so we are looking to continue to improve. The state report card has changed quite a bit. The accountability model has also changed as well. And so the state judges us on our school report card ratings. And while we want to be excellent in all of our ratings in our schools, we realize that our needle is moving in the right direction, that our students are academically performing. And so we will continue to ensure that academically we are judging where our students are, and we are making sure that we provide the resources in our classrooms to continue to improve that. And we are holding individuals accountable. We have some accountable talk, is what I call it, and some people may call it difficult conversations to have. But we are literally making certain that we're looking at where we are, and we are calling a spade, if I may say that, and we are making sure that we are providing the support that's needed to ensure that the center of our conversation and the center of our decisions are students at all times. Our district-wide updates, we've completed our June 30th, 2019 year-ending financial audit. We received an unmodified opinion on our financial statements, and the district is in good financial condition as of June 30th of 2019. We purchased a new activity bus. It arrived over the winter break. I received a text message with when they've already taken it out on a road trip, and it says it rides quite well. And so we are very excited about that for our students, and it's also safe. So definitely you'll see that it's blue and white. We've had the emblem put on it and painted, etc. And so we are very excited about the progress being made. Our Kate facility is in progress, and we had a beautiful article by Shirley Murder in the paper today, if you had a chance to see that, in the Jasper Sun, of the progress that's being made on our Kate facility. We are slated to open in August of 2020. Again, it's 29,903 square feet, and it's the projected cost was $9.85 million. Course offerings, we're looking at math, engineering, health science, information technology, transportation, distribution, and logistics. Our current student enrollment as of today for Hardeeville Elementary is 673. For Hardeeville Ridgeland Middle School, 522. For Ridgeland Elementary School, 890. For Ridgeland Hardeeville High School, 629, which gives us a total enrollment of 2,714. Those numbers that you see to the side of each school is an area that I am really watching, and I am actually meeting with some of our Hispanic parents forthcoming in the coming weeks in regards to just addressing some of their needs that they certainly have. We have truly seen an influx in enrollment in our district with our Hispanic population. That's a good thing for us. It really is. We want to make sure that we are meeting their needs and meeting them where we are, but we also want to make sure that our students also, who are currently they don't have a second language, they're able to communicate as well the right way. And so it's not just a school concern or an area of focus. It's certainly a county-wide, issue that we definitely need to, and it's not even an issue, it's an opportunity, I should say, that we certainly need to address. And if you look at Hardeeville Elementary, it is growing. It's growing probably faster than we're probably keeping up with at this time. They have an enrollment of 328 Hispanic students, the largest right now in our district. Hardeeville Ridgeland Middle School has 202 students, Ridgeland Elementary 244, and Ridgeland Original Hardeeville High School 186. And so it's an area that we certainly are going to have to address, and diversity is what I like to call it. And certainly we realize just in presentations that our mayor has given us within Hardeeville and just in some conversations, we're truly growing. We are, and we realize that we have to grow with it as well. Our future is focused as follows on that next slide that you have. Planning for the use of our West Hardeeville and our Bees Creek sites. One of the focal points that I do believe, and we'll make this recommendation to our board, and we do have some board members here, and we've presented this to them, that our focus is certainly early learning. And we certainly would like to begin looking at early learning academies at both of those sites, and I'm even venturing for it to be birth to 4 years old. And so we are really looking to make sure that we're reaching our children as early as possible, because we realize that the earlier that we can get them and touch them, the better certainly it is for us, but better it is for them as well in this community. So as we're moving forward, we'll begin having some planning conversations around that, and we'll begin certainly addressing the areas that we need to holistically. Our STEM aviation wing at Original Hardeeville High School will have a ribbon cutting in January. We'll get those dates to you. We're very excited about continuing to expand STEM within our schools for every child. Every child doesn't attend currently the Cape facility, but that doesn't mean every child cannot experience STEM in opportunities for them. And if we truly want to support and equip our students with the workforce, we realize that we definitely need to give them the option to certainly make sure that they're equipped with the tools that they need. We are launching in January, forthcoming, which is January now, a child and adult care program through our food service provider, Chartwells, where we are looking to provide snacks to our students, a second-time breakfast to our high school students, as well as providing dinner to our after-school students and our athletes. Optima Sports Medicine Partnership, we have signed a contract with them, and we are looking to certainly have them to provide, again, the physical aspect of a sports trainer for our schools. Cybersecurity course is underway at Original Hardeeville High School. We are looking to update in the near future our transportation fleet. We are actively involved in engaging to support the 2020 census. I think it is certainly critical that we certainly do what we can to help get the message out to our parents, so that we are definitely a viable candidate, and also this county is, for all the funds that we certainly can receive. We are looking to certainly venture out to become a STEM district-wide accredited district. Advanced Ed was the name that it was at one point, which is our accreditation agency. It is now called Cognia, but we are certainly looking to become a STEM certified district that we are nationally recognized, because we have many valuable programs here in our district that we certainly want to make certain that we are advertising, but also that our students are getting the recognition for. We are looking also to, in the near future, to create a STEM mobile lab, and you have a slide there of some renderings that we provided to our board, and we certainly provided those same renderings to you. And that's just a bus that we're looking to take it on wheels and not just leave it in the classrooms, to certainly enhance within our community to our parents and also our stakeholders, so they can understand exactly what our students are experiencing most certainly in our classrooms, but also for our kids to have learning beyond the classroom walls. And we are looking certainly, and in the future, we know we're going to have to address the growth that's in Hardeeville with a new facility. With those future-focused continued initiatives, we are looking to explore creation of a language immersion school at the Hardeeville Elementary site, as well as our original elementary site, so that we can certainly address again the diversities that we know that we are encountering at this particular point in time. We're looking also to study and explore an initial plan for a year-round calendar as well. And as I stated initially, the diversity focus for the plan for growth in Hardeeville, and to address, we know, the industry expansion that is definitely occurring within our county. And we are looking to purchase another additional activity bus. We have two currently, but we have one that just doesn't seem to be functioning quite right. I think we keep it in the shop more than we keep it on the road, and so we certainly want to make sure, our goal is to make sure that we have a bus on our middle school site, particularly as well as our high school site, so that our students definitely are not late arriving to their sports, games, et cetera. I've heard a lot of conversation around that from the league, and certainly want to make sure that we're doing everything possible that we can for not just them arriving, but for them to be able to warm up safely and be able to play and have some good sportsmanship at that time, and just enjoy the game in general and travel safely. Those are just a few brief updates. I thank you for your time. We'll answer and entertain any questions that you certainly may have.
Mr. Chairman. Dr. Anderson.
Yes.
I certainly think that you and the staff must be commended for the academic progress that you've made this past year. But have you considered what caused the lack of the progress that I'm certain that you expected on the high school level?
Well, I won't say that it's a lack of progress. So if you understand the accountability model, there is not so much that we can do at the high school. The high school's report card is based on previous students' performance. So the accountability model as it is set now is that we have students that are tested, and so you could have taken the test in the 9th grade, the way the accountability model is set, but they're looking at the 11th grade cohort when they're looking at the school report card. So what data that you currently see right now for the high school literally is data that was already previously there, long before last year and the year before. And so that's the state model. There are two areas that we can certainly change at the high school. And so for the progress that was made, we certainly are pleased at this particular point in time, because we can only change two areas. That is the grad rate, and if you really follow the grad rate accordingly, you are I should say, judged on what is called on-time graduation. So students who graduate in 4 years on time. So when we follow the 9th grade cohort for 4 years, and we don't lose any students. So if Rochelle enters in 9th grade, I have to track Rochelle for the next 4 years. If I lose Rochelle somewhere along the line, then I need to be trying to figure out where Rochelle is, because I have to put that in the database. Otherwise, the state says that we have a dropout. And so much of what we have is literally trying to take data that was previously there, and we're trying to move with that. And so currently right now, what we must do for the high school report card to improve per the current state model is we must make sure that currently, as our students are testing in the end of course assessments, that they must be performing at or above grade level. Because in the next few years, what we will see is the 11th grade cohort from the 9th grade year. So as Rochelle enters 9th grade, when I get to my 11th grade year, my report card will be dependent upon that 11th grade year, but what I did in 9th and 10th grade, okay? And so we can we can track students for the report card based on the on-time graduation rate and those students who are career ready, okay? The state charges us for now getting students career ready. So when we have completers at our ACE facility, that's the way to go. We got to get them completers. They have to have a certificate in hand so before we can get credit. It's great to say I'm in cosmetology, but if I don't leave with a certificate, I'm just in cosmetology. And so it means nothing to us. And so we have a lot of work to do. So we are helping students become either college and or career ready for this workforce. And so in essence, for the high school, not that they perform low, I'm pleased with the fact that they've moved from where they were, because they can't change but so much based on the accountability model.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
I just want to say, Dr. Anderson, thank you so much for what you've done. And I look around the audience. Some of you have the saddest face on I've ever seen. Are you happy that we are making improvements? Or are you sad? You all look like, oh God, what has she done? Moved to schools? Let me see some smiles on your face and patting the superintendent on the back. All of us needs encouragement. And I'm not talking about patting her on the back when you're in her face. And when she leaves or you go off somewhere else, you got a dagger in your pocket. We got to keep encouraging the superintendent. We got to keep encouraging the staff. We got to keep encouraging the children, because they are our precious jewel. And without them, we can do absolutely nothing. There wouldn't be a school if you didn't have children. And I thank you for all the hard work and all the long hours that you have put in. I come by central office just like on a night like tonight. You still there. I got to get up here early in the morning, come by central office. You were there. So I know everyone in Jasper County is tickled pink at the progress we are making. Come on, let's hear it. Let's commend her. Let's give it to her. Give it to her. And next year when she comes back, well, she comes every 6 months. Because that was one, more than that, that was one of her things that she promised to this council. I will let you know what is going on in the school district. I want to be transparent. I have nothing to hide. So God bless you, my child. Stay on your journey, but above all, stay on bending knees.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. Marty?
I just want to commend Dr. Anderson. She's got the most challenging, most difficult responsibility of just about anybody I know, and you've done a marvelous job, and just keep up the good work. We're here to support you any way we can.
Thank you.
I would also like to commend you, Dr. Anderson, and I certainly hope and pray that you keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I would be remiss if I did not say, I certainly don't take credit for any of what has been accomplished. We certainly have teachers who are certainly working around the clock.
Yes.
We certainly have leaders in our schools who are truly leading around the clock as well. And we certainly have district staff members who truly support me and lift me up as much as I can to do what I do. I can't do it without, again, the support from those individuals. And so we certainly thank you and can't do it without your support. Literally. It's good to be able to have a conversation with you, whether we agree or disagree or not, but to have a professional conversation that truly allows one to grow. We know that we're not where we need to be, but we accept the challenge of educating the students in Jasper County. And regardless of whether anybody is happy or not, we are doing what we do for our children. And so that is all the accolade that we need, as long as our children have what they need in their hands so that they can reach into their toolbox and pull out whatever tool they need at the time they need it to do whatever they need to do, then we've done what the good Lord has asked us to do. And so we rest at night, we rest well, and we're very happy about that. I am certainly committed to continuing to lead with the same gumption that I had when I said yes to the job. Thank you again for all that you do, and we certainly appreciate you. We're only a phone call away. If we can do anything to help you, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you for the beautiful gift. Thank you for the beautiful gift. The first time in the history of Jasper County that the council received a gift from the school board. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
At this time, we're going to open the floor to the public. Any citizen of the county may sign to speak before the council on matters pertaining to county services and operations. It will be limited to 3 minutes, and the only person that I have signed up is Mr. Morris Lawyer. It's about a zoning and ordinance. You got 3 minutes, and you'll get no.
Good afternoon,
Nobody
brother.
will give you any answers, anything.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Good evening to the board. I'm only going to take 2 minutes. I was asked to go to the meeting for the Planning Commission, and I did attend the meeting. We had some agreement and some disagreement. But I wanted to let you know, since you called my name personally to attend that meeting, that I did attend the meeting and did the best that I could. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good job.
Yep. Okay. Resolutions, we have none. Ordinance, Ms. Lisa Wagner.
Good evening, Chairman and council members. This is first reading of a zoning text amendment, Article 6, use regulations, the use chart, and Article 11.7, industry-specific conditional use regulations. The proposed ordinance would allow a small-scale automobile dealership as a conditional use in the community commercial zoning district. Those conditions consist of 1 acre minimum lot size. Automobile hoods shall not be propped up as a form of advertising or to draw attention. No banners allowed. Maximum number of automobiles for sale shall not exceed 25 automobiles at one time. Retail sales of motor vehicle parts shall not be allowed. Maintenance, service, or dismantling of motor vehicles shall not be allowed. Other than motor vehicles for sale, outside storage shall not be allowed. Outdoor speaker systems shall not be allowed. Hours of operations are limited to Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. A structure consisting of a minimum of 400 square feet must be provided for an office and a restroom facility. And where an existing residential use is adjacent to the site, a visually opaque screen shall be provided. An opaque screen may be composed of a wall, fence, building, landscaping, landscape berm, or a combination thereof, and natural vegetation may also be used to meet the screening requirements. A site plan is required in accordance with the Jasper County Land Development Regulations. These conditions are aimed at protecting the neighboring residential properties. When you think of community commercial zoning districts, you think of your hamlets in some of the rural areas. So most likely you're probably looking at like used car dealerships. Some of the requests we've seen are for used car dealerships, but the NAICS would not allow, it doesn't differentiate between a used car dealership or a new car dealership.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question, if that's okay.
Let's get a motion and a second first, Marty.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Motion and a second. Okay, it's open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, Ms. Wagner, I'm just curious, why would you limit the amount of cars they could have for sale if that's the business they're in? I don't.
It's an allowed use in general commercial, and it wouldn't have any conditions on it at all. So in the community commercial district, currently it's not an allowed use, and so what we're trying to do is to allow it as a small scale. And that's why we put a limit on the number of vehicles, to keep it small scale rather than a large scale. In the hamlet areas, most likely a residential community is going to be near it.
Okay, well, I was just wondering. Thank you.
Mr. Pratt, have any questions? Okay. Have a first and second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, new business. Mr. Frank Edwards, our fire chief, request to approve advertising for recruitment of volunteer firefighters.
Mr. Chairman, congratulations, by the way, members of council. I'd ask for your approval tonight to enter into a 3-month agreement with Adams Outdoor Advertising for billboard ads and social media marketing for volunteer firefighter recruitment at a cost of $5,270, which 100% is reimbursable by the FEMA grant, volunteer grant that we already have. So this is it's a digital billboard. on 462 at Cherry Point. It's a vinyl billboard on 462 at 336. And then the other important feature is they tie into social media. So when people go online and search for volunteer opportunities or type in fire or whatever, it targets, don't tell me how, but I mean, I don't know how, but it targets their ads on their Facebook or other social media that they're on with the volunteer firefighter recruitment that we're trying to do. So.
Okay, question, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Edwards, have you considered going into the high schools, encouraging the high school students to become volunteer firefighters?
We have. We've been in the high school a couple of times over the Christmas holidays in particular through Ms. Rubino's efforts to have us in for career opportunities, and we've probably did 2 or 3 earlier in the year of 2019, so we've been in multiple times. Yes, sir.
And what kind of a reception have you received from the students?
From the students, obviously, they're still trying to figure out what they want to do. Some of them are interested, some not. We don't get a huge swell of interest. We've not had any volunteer applications so far in the county. I think Ridgeland Fire Department maybe has gotten 1 or 2 since the people lived in the town proper.
Okay.
Mr. Brandon, let's get a motion and a second before we discuss it, okay? I hear a motion that
So moved.
Second.
Motion been first and second. Any other discussion?
Nope.
Okay. No other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Sandy Steele, professional services proposal for Sherwood Tract Cemetery.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, members of council. As you know, much progress has been made on development of the Sherwood Tract. The due diligence is done and in hand, and now that we have ownership rights completed, there is a bit more work that we need to do to facilitate development. There is a private cemetery located kind of in the middle of the tract, and we have worked very closely with Andy and with Jasper County and your great staff to secure a grant for the relocation of that cemetery. So you want me to cover both of them, Mr. Chairman, or separate? Of the items.
No, one.
Sir? Doing both?
We need to deal with them individually, don't we?
Yes.
Okay.
They're differentiated items,
Okay.
yes.
So, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Jasper County does have an indefinite delivery contract with an Alliance Engineering who has put in a proposal to do the work. The work would be completely covered by grant funds, so it would be zero cost to the taxpayers of Jasper County. Happy to answer any questions.
We
You need to make a motion on that.
Give me a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Okay. Question. Any other discussion?
Question.
Yes.
Ms. Steele,
Yes, sir.
how do you plan to really inform parents, scratch parents, but family members who have loved ones who've been buried in the cemetery in terms of the removing and so on?
Yes, sir. That is itemized legally, and we actually work through an attorney that contacts the families, and there is a process that has been, I can't quote it to you, Mr. Brantley, but there's an entire process that will be followed that the families are notified, and there are several avenues for that, and it is all statutorily done. We will not do that. The contractor will do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But there is a legal process that's established by the state that will be followed.
Okay. And my understanding is we have applied for a grant.
We've received
We'll
the
get the
grant.
grant, we'll approve the grant, right?
Sir?
Already got the grant.
Yes, sir. The grant
Oh,
has
we've
been
already
approved.
gotten the grant?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
And the families do know.
Yes, sir, you received the grant. The other item is also related to the same property.
Okay.
And it's also grant funded. The question is, Southern Carolina Alliance has been working with Alliance Consulting Engineers to tee these projects up, and they, out of an abundance of caution, wanted to be sure that we could procure them, and we can under the indefinite delivery contract. So that's,
Both of these projects is on one grant?
no, sir, different grants, but both grant funded.
Okay.
So you need to
All right.
mention. And like I said, the families, they do know.
There's an entire process. Yes,
They are
yes,
being
ma'am.
contacted.
They will be, yes. None of that work's been done yet.
All of those people live down there by me. I can tell you every one of them who's buried out there.
Yeah.
They, Sandy Steel Professional Services proposal for Sherwood Track entrance.
Okay, and so with the Sherwood track on the entrance, that is, if you're familiar with where there's an older, little, small house right there at the entrance off of 17, and it's really just a dirt road. So we have obtained a grant to cover the cost of doing some demolition and clearing of land so that there would actually be a place to drive into and bring prospects in. Again, this is completely funded by grant money, zero cost to tax dollars.
Mr. Chairman, I may have missed it, and Mr. Sullivan, did y'all vote on?
We need to vote on the
cemetery contract?
We got a motion and a second.
I heard the motion second. I didn't hear the vote.
I'm sorry. Okay. We had a first and a second, right?
Yes.
All in favor of the cemetery? Proposal? Aye. Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right, so professional service proposal for the Sherwood Track entrance.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sandy, very
Sandy.
much for what y'all do.
Sandy,
Yes, ma'am.
what are they gonna do back, excuse me, Mr. Chairman? I'm asking a question.
Let's wait till, you gonna be here?
No, it's about the track.
Go ahead.
What are they gonna do with the house back there? The big house, used to be the big house where the Bookers used to stay?
Yeah, no plans have been made yet.
No plans,
Yeah,
okay.
because there's only a certain amount of development that you can get done, but until you know the footprint of a
Okay.
company that may be locating there.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, old business, we have no old business listed. Council members' comments. Dr. Brantley?
Mr. Chairman, I attended the Emancipation Proclamation program the first of the year and brought greetings from the council. It was a very enriching program. The theme was preparing for the 2020 census, and I trust that every one of us will make ourselves a committee of one to make certain that everyone that we know, as well as those that we don't know, register for the census and be counted in the census. Thank you, sir.
I would just wish everybody a happy new year. We had Ms. Murdoch asked for sort of a list of accomplishments, and we hopefully all read that in the paper, so I won't go over it. In addition to whatever accomplishments we made, we also dodged several bullets, so we didn't go backwards on some things we could have. Weather and fires and cyber crime and things like that. So look back and think of it as a pretty good year.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes, ma'am.
was you extended the invitation as the chairman of the county council to bring the greetings for the emancipation program? Mr. Minister, one question. I know what to do.
Bring that up.
I did not know about that ceremony.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. How can we come together?
Okay, Doc.
Okay, I'm done.
So,
Mr. Chairman, thank you. A lot of good things happening. Royal Live Oaks Academy's got their ribbon cutting Friday, January 24th at their campus at 10:30 a.m. That's a reason for celebration there and their accomplishment. So mark that on your calendars. We've got the State of the County breakfast where we'll hear from our chairman of council and both mayors on January 29th at 8:30 a.m. at Palmetto Electric's boardroom in Hardyville. We also have on January 20th, the Jasper County Council of Aging has a blood drive at their center from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wise Street. Also on January 15th, we've got White Hardy Boulevard Master Plan Kickoff event from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and that's on January 15th at Hardyville City Hall. And then on January 14th, there's an opportunity to meet the candidates for the vacant seat for the city of Hardyville. That election is going to be on January 28th, and on January 14th at 6 p.m. at Hardyville United Methodist Church in downtown Hardyville is an opportunity to meet the clients. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. And also, Mr. Chairman and I attended the Southern Carolina Alliance quarterly board meeting / holiday event in Walterboro the end of December, and it was a very well attended event, and enjoyed being there for that. One announcement too for small business owners through the South Carolina Promise Zone. The Southern Carolina Alliance is administering this program, but it's a small business loan from $5,000 to $50,000. And you contact the SCA for the details on it, but it can be for equipment, startup, bricks and mortar, etc. But those startup businesses or existing small family businesses that need assistance, this is a program set aside just for the counties inside of the Southern Carolina Alliance region. So spread that word. It's a great resource and can be helpful to our small business owners here in the Southern Carolina Alliance region. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
As Marty said, we did attend a celebration in Walterboro. That's our Southern Carolina Alliance. My wife lost a bracelet. And she hunted and called and called and called. She found it in the car right below her feet. 2 weeks later. But anyway, I do want to thank everybody thank this council for electing me as chairman. I will do the very best job that I can do.
We expect big things. We expect big things out of you.
Anyway, the chairman only has one vote. He can make a lot of suggestions. He can make a lot of changes if he has the votes to change them. But, I will be in charge of the meetings, and I look forward to this year. We usually serve 2 years. And next year is going to be left up to the people of Jasper County because I got to run for re-election this year. So you will see me. Y'all will see me around. I promise you. You will see me around. So I appreciate the opportunity to serve as chairman, and I do know I have big shoes to fill. It's really good to have an attorney as your chairman. But anyway, at this time I'm going to ask for the administrator's report.
Mr. Chairman, members of council, I don't have anything beyond one item to report to you. My report has a couple items just for information only, no action needed from. I did want to mention that Ms. Wagner has informed me that the regional effort to create a stormwater ordinance and design manual is moving forward, and a public meeting has been set on that matter for Thursday, January the 23rd from 4 to 6 p.m. at Palmetto Electric 1 Cooperative Way in Hardyville. So if you're interested in going to that meeting, 4 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, January the 23rd. And Mr. Chairman, I can't resist reminding you, last time you served as the chairman was the worst possible financial conditions that anybody's ever had to serve
could be in. Anybody in the United States
so
could be in.
I hope you have a more pleasant ride this time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. Okay. At this time, there's no other business. I hear a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, that we adjourn.
Motion made and second. We adjourn.